Hello, it is me, Goten here with the beginning here just to say there's a couple audio issues, blame OBS, not us, but overall this will still be fine. My mic quality is ass for some reason, um, but it's fine. Hopefully you guys can still enjoy it, special guests. This is a very good podcast, I would say, and our longest so far, so yeah, just enjoy.
Hello, ladies and gents, to the... Crap, I forget the name of our podcast. I haven't been on it in so long.
God damn it! It's the Avengers Shoe Podcast. I'm your host, Goten, here with Harpo, and our guest, WildAces.
Woo.
Whoa.
Hello.
Whoa. Who would have thought this would have ever happened? Oh boy.
Okay, so, there's a
Yeah.
bit of backstory to this, to the people who are very
There is.
confused for finding this for the first time. Us and Wild had drama a while back, and that's the confusion here. But we're here. And if you
Yeah.
are new, I'm Harpo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Goten. I exist. And yeah, I guess, if you're stumbling upon this for, somehow, and this is your first video, we're the Appalachian Avengers. We make,
Content.
some people think it's shit. We make, content. We'll just say
It's just-
content.
There's no rhyme or reason, but we make it.
Yeah, so, we've been doing this for like a year, so that's fun.
And our man Wild over here has also...
I'm just some random asshole on the internet, so
That's fair. Alright.
Okay, so
That's a pretty good intro.
that's our channels out of the
Um,
way. So,
Yeah, so
I guess we'll start off with just our first point here. Wild, why did you start doing YouTube?
I started just because I was having fun with it at first. Like,
Mhm.
I've been doing this for about a year now, so I just do it. Like, I do it for fun, but it just started getting into the group where I was like getting really serious with it, and I was just like, yeah, I really.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we can relate to that a lot because that's really the main reason why we ended up starting, was because we were just like, we want to make haha funny internet videos, and then we did not make haha funny internet videos. We just made internet videos.
Well, we started because of IRL event that we both failed in, and we wanted to use the name Appalachian Avengers still, because we were trying to find a use for it. So we decided to make a YouTube channel with no setup whatsoever. I had a shitty laptop and an Xbox, and he had a shitty PC and an Xbox, and we didn't really make it work, but we tried. So there's your explanation, everybody watching this, for why our content's such shit, and it's just now gotten decent.
Wild, were you in the same
That's some
boat that we were, that neither of us knew how to edit beforehand?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know how to edit.
Yeah,
I used to make videos on my phone and edit on my phone, and then I moved over to a laptop.
Right.
You see, that's what I tried at first. I just couldn't find any editing software that worked on a phone that like made it not terrible resolution.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I think that's the main thing. Like when you're starting a channel, you gotta like actually figure out the editing
yeah.
process, because apparently no one likes unedited stuff,
They don't know.
which is understandable.
Yeah, the most important thing about editing is knowing how to, like, where and when to cut on a video and cut to the next part. I think that's literally all you really need to focus on, and then your video.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
need. I think that's a mistake a lot of new creators are making right now, where they think they need to hyper edit everything, when sometimes just adding a clip here or there, or adding a soundbite, and just making sure you cut at the right time is the more important thing, rather than doing all these crazy zooms and like tracking and stuff. It's just you need to learn the basics of it, and that's what you can use to make a good video.
Yeah, definitely. Alright. Well, good we
And then-
got that, so now people know a bit about us. So I guess we should talk about the drama before we move on.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, great.
yeah. Yeah, well, it started...
Okay, so for
Because-
our perspective, right, we just had a random dude come into our comments and then tell us, hey, this person talked about you, and then us being, still fairly new to YouTube and not, like, having had to deal with anything, like, beforehand, and kind of just were in our own bubble on the platform. I think we handled it wrong, by not, like, giving it time and actually giving a response that wasn't just, you know, like, oh yeah, let's make a haha funny response right away.
Yeah, probably. We definitely took that wrong. Probably doesn't help that you were at work, I believe, Harpo, and I
Oh yeah, I
just
was at
started
work.
spamming you. Hey, this guy talked about us in his live stream, and so that probably didn't help because that would piss you off.
Yeah, so
Uh,
Well,
my response was recorded 5 minutes after I learned about it.
yeah,
well, whenever I like talk about anyone in a video or anything, like even on a live stream, it's just mostly just like to make people laugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Something really like
I get
serious.
that. I
Like with
get
that
that.
kid like I had that kid today make a video on me, and I literally commented under his video. I was like, "Yo, just for laughs, no worries."
Yeah,
So
It's like,
like I don't know. I didn't really want to do anything to you guys or hurt anyone. It was just mostly just to make my stream laugh, which I
Yeah,
did
I,
and whatnot.
I,
So
I don't think you
Yeah.
heard us. I think it was more if we just, we felt
I think. Well,
obligated to response.
I think it's because that was our first like
Yeah, that was like our
I
first thing.
bit of
So
drama where we were against another channel per se because we had made videos on
Yeah.
like people and gotten hate in the comments, but we had never
like had
specifically had like beef
like-
with another YouTuber, and
yeah,
hmm
and I think it was.
I think we
I think it was just we wanted to make that response because we wanted to feel like, haha, we're in the big leagues now. We have people that talk about us.
sure
Yeah.
yeah
I get that. I 100% get that. That's exactly how I
Yeah.
was whenever
Like,
I was a smaller channel too.
I'm gonna be honest. When Young Wookie made a diss track on us, I was stoked because I was like, "Oh yes, this is great. Someone spent time to make a musical diss track about us." I feel bad because I missed the kid, and I want to release my diss track that I wrote on him, but like, I feel bad if he's not here because he's disappeared off
Yeah.
the
I mean,
internet.
I think he'll come back.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm hoping he'll come back. I'm probably gonna release the diss track eventually to try to revive him because I think it will revive him.
maybe
Hopefully.
that's the hope. Yeah, but yeah, that's sort of all that went down with us. After that,
I think the main thing that we got from that drama, other than like actually getting serious about this, is we got wild into our vocabulary.
yeah,
What?
Beforehand.
we made the
We kept making the things are getting wild, but we'll come out the aces joke.
just to ourselves.
Like, yeah, just to ourselves. It's to the point now that we just have wild as part of our vocabulary now, and we just say things are
Yeah.
wild now.
To be honest with you, I was not going to make a response video to you guys. I was just going to leave it at that. But then I saw that comment, and then I was like, well, you guys are just poking fun at me now. And now all my fans are going to be like, yo, you're not
Yeah.
responding to this?
Yeah,
So that's why I did that.
I did not endorse
That's
that joke. I want to make that clear. I was just there. I don't make update videos. I
Yeah,
barely make videos.
It was an update video, so I figured, hey, I'll instead of specifically talking about this because I want to die, I'll make a reference. But yeah, so that happened, but it's fine. It's in the past now.
Yeah,
It's
and
fine.
well, I mean, to be fair, without it, we wouldn't have had the great diss track ran on us by Young Wookie.
Well,
Exactly.
So, like, I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of good that came out of this.
Sure, definitely. All right.
Now,
I think we can.
Yeah, we can talk about growing as a small channel
Yeah,
on the
the
platform
point of
here.
this, the other point of this
'Cause
podcast,
both
yeah.
of us, both our channels, like, sure, Wild has had a lot more success with it, but both our channels have actually grown quite a bit for just being on here for a year.
Yeah, and especially with how YouTube is nowadays, they usually don't. You know, usually don't get pushed much as a small content creator. I've noticed that especially
So,
because we've had up and down points. Depending on the content we make, and if we get lucky, a video might get a couple thousand views, and then others will just get like
10.
10. So, it's kind of 50-50 every time you upload a
Yeah,
video,
what-
whether it does well or not. I've noticed.
What's been, like, your experience and, like,
Mhm.
what's helped you grow on the platform, Wild?
Honestly, like the most important thing about growing on YouTube is literally just if you're having fun. Like if you get up in the morning one day and you're just like, I don't feel like recording, then just don't do it. Because if you have that bad energy, your fans or whatever are gonna watch the video, and they're gonna feel it. They're gonna like, oh, he didn't want to record this video or something. So it's better just to not make a video and miss a week of uploading. Like, who cares? But at the same time too, it's like growing a channel, consistency is key.
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
You need to have consistent uploads.
I
Like,
think
even if you have like a schedule, just do that.
I think that's
Right.
the thing that's really helped me and Goten as of late, because there's two of us. If one of us doesn't feel like recording one day, the other one might, or the other one might just feel like doing edits, and so we can edit a video and still have an upload, even if one of us just
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
want to do anything.
'Cause- Well, usually how that goes is I'm the one who records like the, I guess, less edited content, while Harpo's constantly doing more edited, like, I guess better content. I'll just
I
say
wouldn't say
that.
I wouldn't say better. I think it's just an alternative.
I would say better because some of mine are just ranting about a YouTuber event that's
But like
happening
the
right
thing
now.
is like I think rants at the same time, like like less edited and unedited content has a place on the platform. I think it's just what
Mhm.
people like to watch, and I think that's the important thing that people like shouldn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
too
according,
like shouldn't
according
get.
to the youth department, yeah.
Yeah, that's what people
Cool.
shouldn't like care too much about, because some of our highest edited content that like I'll spend an entire day editing doesn't get that many views, but then just a rant that was recorded in 5 minutes that has barely any edits gets thousands of views. It just depends on like what's topical and what what is entertaining to watch, or like people just want to hear someone's perspective on a rant. I think that's important to keep in
Yeah.
mind. Like,
Well, yeah.
editing, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about when we were talking about starting YouTube, that just like even basic edits is like that'll get you far.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not always about the like haha funnies, like, oh look, I can zoom in on things and make new videos appear. It's haha funny, please subscribe. No, it's whatever you're having fun making. Like if you have fun making rant videos, then people are going to tell that you're passionate about your rant videos. It's why I don't do them. Like I could sit here and make a rant, but I don't enjoy
You've only
ranting.
sort of done one.
Yeah. And I
Um,
don't entirely enjoy ranting. I think that shows whenever I do make a rant video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just you gotta make the content that you enjoy making.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's the key to growing early on.
I think the other key for growing early on is definitely collabing with people, because then it exposes
yeah.
Yeah.
both your small
Mhm.
audiences with each other. Like I'll be
Well,
honest,
that's
like
why
we actually got a big boost of growing when our drama kind of started wild, because your audience went to us and our audience went to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then the nappy video, but
Yeah.
that's a story for another day.
But
5,000 views, Jesus.
it's just like
but
you gotta find other small creators that you can like form
Yeah.
those bonds with enough that you guys can do collabs and stuff and work together to try to grow both your brands and
Definitely.
channels in general.
Well, that's why I wanted to talk about networking and marketing. That's sort of what I mean. Getting your name out there, talking to other people, market yourself on like Twitter, Instagram, whatever other social media you
Subreddits
have.
that let you do it. Keep in
Yep.
mind, make sure the
Sort
subreddit lets you do
Yeah,
it.
don't get banned, kids.
Don't get banned
Uh,
from random subreddits for advertising your streams.
Yeah. And I
Sounds
think
like
that's
personal experience.
It is
Maybe.
personal experience.
Yeah, but that's another key to possibly, helping you grow. Getting your name out there, DMing people, even if they don't respond. It's a good idea to, suggest maybe a collab. Try to get some collabs with people.
Okay, I want to stop you here. I just want to ask Wild one thing. What's your take on sub for subs?
Oh boy.
Terrible. Don't do it.
Thank you. You agree with me.
Okay, cool.
They're pointless because
Yeah.
the most people who do sub for subs, they'll sub to you and then they'll wait like a week or two, and when they don't think you're gonna check, and then they'll unsub. So it doesn't do anything. If anything,
It's not even that. It's mostly just because, like, you gain that sub. Yeah, sure, who cares? But, like, if you have, let's say, for an example, right? Let's say you have 500 subs, right?
Mm.
And, like, 400 of them are just, like, sub for sub. You're going to have, like, let's say average, like, 20 to 30 views,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not going to have, like, an actual audience.
Yeah.
Whether, like, you build from the ground up, you're going to have an audience because those people subbed because they actually enjoy your content rather than just
Right.
sub for sub.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing. Like when someone bot attacked us, and we didn't know what was going on. It was actually Wild that like told us, hey, maybe you should contact YouTube support.
Yeah.
and
And it worked out.
it worked out because it
It
got
took
rid of all the
Yeah.
bots. It took a few days, but like it got rid of all of them. Because like it was nice to have that number. You know, it's nice to get that big boost in subscribers when someone bought at us. But like it wasn't good because we weren't getting the same views. So what that tells like to me, if I was an outside subscriber or just an outside viewer looking in, I'd see this channel with all these subs not getting that many views and think, oh, well, their content's probably not that good then because people aren't wanting to watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But if you have a smaller channel that's getting, because I think that sweet spot that you want is each of your videos you want to get at least 10% of your subs to view it. That's like the sweet spot that you want. You want at
Yeah,
least
that's
10%.
the
Yep.
goal every YouTuber kind of should strive for.
And so if you have a channel
10%.
that's getting like, let's say they're getting that 20 to 30 views, but they only have 100 subscribers, well, that looks really good. Someone would be like, oh, well, I guess people actually enjoy their content. Their subscribers are watching it more. And subject, like, trying to think of the word, but like in the back of their mind, without subconsciously, they'll want to subscribe more because they'll see those numbers.
Right.
Yeah. I think they're just like the bigger the channel, like the more likely the content's going to be like up to par, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you could.
Yeah, definitely seems so. All right.
Now, I will say, I think networking as a small channel is hard, especially if you
It is.
if you're like me and Goten had literally no connections to anyone on the
Yeah,
platform.
we
So-
were trying. At one point, we tried to rely on Social Blade's similar channels, but literally every gaming channel they had there had not uploaded in either 9 months or 3 years.
Yeah, so
There's no in between.
it's you gotta find like you just gotta find that community of other small channels, and then once you do, you want to try to cling to that community and try to do stuff with them and grow with them.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us into how your association with fails affected your time on the platform. Wild.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I would recommend any like maybe not you guys because you guys are like a group, kind of. So
Sorta.
if anyone that's like solo, if anyone that goes like solo on YouTube, I highly suggest joining an organization. Like I'm not even kidding. I joined August 8th, and I was at like 30 subs. Ever since I joined, my boost has just gone all the way up. Like now I'm at 291 today.
Yeah.
I think.
And is it because like Fatal like helps promote your content?
Exactly. They like boost my content so much. They promote it on, social media, in the Discord, everything like that. So like all the team members are also like very, very nice, and they'll go check out my video and they'll give me feedback on whatever.
So like it's just a helpful thing to like help you grow. Because I was always can you also like go into like the process of joining a group like that?
Like how to join an
Yeah, like-
organization?
Yeah, like how you did that.
Like how I joined Fatal?
Yeah. Just like that, the whole process of finding Fatal and how you joined them.
Oh, I literally just went on Twitter, and then I just before I did YouTube, I used to be a Call of Duty sniper or whatever. So the whole team thing was not really like new to me. I just decided, hey, you know what? Maybe I should take a crack at it, become a content creator for an organization. So that's exactly what I did. And then they took me in. Well, they took a really big chance on me because, like, everyone at the time was at, I want to say, 500 subs or more. And I was literally at, like, 30 subs, but they liked my content so much that they just took me in. So, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And now I'm the lead director for the team.
It's actually really interesting there.
Yeah. Nice.
Like,
All right.
I think that just like being able to join, like the fact that they let you in is actually really good. It's something that like I think we should all strive for, like just helping smaller creators, because it not only helps
Yeah.
the platform as a whole keep it healthy with more and more creators as larger creators are either quitting YouTube or getting banned for doing all this stuff. If we could just help smaller channels grow and get more people who care about the platform rather than just wanting the fame, people who just want to make funny videos, I think the platform as a whole would do better. Because I think that's why Goten even made a video about Nappy, because Nappy had his controversy with all of his allegations that came out, and like everyone just accepted him back onto the platform like nothing happened, rather than trying to care about the health of the platform as a whole.
The ironic thing about that was the first video I wasn't even negative, I was just neutral. And I still got destroyed in the comments, so, there's that. The second one I was fully against him because he started hiding comments. But, that's the funny part about that nappy situation. Anything else we want to talk about here? We went through all the things we really needed to cover, growing a small channel, or drama, everything. At all?
I don't really have anything that comes to mind.
All right.
I'm sure there's more that we should, if we try actually think about it. Like,
I mean,
I think.
I mean, we could talk about those kids, I guess. If
Oh,
you guys want to. I know we said we were going to.
Oh,
we
the
can.
Fast Hunter situation.
Oh yeah, the fast.
We can say a little bit. Obviously, can't go say any personal details on the podcast. We can save that for after if need be.
Yeah.
But to explain that situation more for anybody who hasn't seen it, because anybody on Spotify or whoever watches the podcast, because we're on Spotify, they don't know how we manage that one.
I don't know either.
Fast Hunter, he was part of the channel. He was the thumbnail maker for probably 6-7 months.
Yeah.
And
pretty much was a owner, vaguely.
If you want, I mean, essentially, he had access to the channel at the time. Even though it was just mostly for thumbnails, he made a couple of vids, but that was as far as he actually did. He probably could have, been the third quote-unquote adventure, full-on owner, but never went that far. We eventually removed him after a couple of things. We waited until there was a meme way to do it so we could stay friends, but really it's because of a couple smaller things adding up. Him doing less and less work with his thumbnails, making a template, and then using nothing but Call Me Kevin titles, aka first half a title, but second half a title, that shtick.
Yeah.
Even changing titles on us, even though we had different titles for videos.
And changing our description to...
Yeah, changing our description. And then asking for money when he knew going into the job. As long as we weren't making money,
I think that's something that we need to make clear. We know Fast IRL, and everyone who we know IRL who's been involved in the channel, we've all told them hey, if you want to get involved, that's your choice. No one's going to be making money from this. We make that abundantly clear that no one makes any money from the channel. It's just hey, if you want to join in, and maybe when we do start making money, then we can all make something. But that's not really the point. We're just here making haha funny videos.
You really love the phrase haha funny, but going back into it, it was about a week or two ago now, but end of May, we decided, okay, so more backstory, because it's needed. These kids, 2 years ago, some people, if they watched my channel 2 years ago, which I don't post, it's my VOD channel now, but I made a video about these kids a little bit. I was part of a group called Ghost Clan, generic as shit, I know. Turned into Forced Impact. Fast owned this one, ironically, as well. All these kids were in there. They were also my IRL friend group at the time. So I'd make a video suggestion because at the time we had a small audience. We only had about, I think, 20 or something subs, or we were getting or 30 subs or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. We were getting a good bit of views and for that amount of subs at the time. So I was like, hey, be able to update these people and talk to them directly through a video, I should show my face, because I've showed my face on the internet before, so it's not like it's a secret. So I make that suggestion. I guess one of them were in a bad mood because of that, they just started bashing me and shit. So when I defend myself, they ban me from the server and make me their laughingstock of a joke for the next 2 years. So that's cool. I only talked to about 3 of them after that, who were just kind of friends, but weren't part of the ones who made me, I guess, their laughing stock, as I phrased it.
And then the main catalyst for the whole fast situation was it was just after a stream, and usually after a stream we stay on for another hour or so just talking about stuff, just doing the personal talks that we don't get to do while we're streaming. And usually what we do is we'll go into GTA 5 and spin the wheel, because that you can only do that once a day, and it just it works out about that time.
Makes sense.
So when he goes to do that, right, he's peacefully trying to go get his wheel, and then the group just starts harassing him in GTA. Like they
Well,
just
I got put in their server because Fast is on my Xbox friend list, and when you get on GTA, they try to put you in lobbies with your friends if they're on. So I got put in their lobby. It was just them, and I think like one random.
Yeah, I think they made a private public. Was the main.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call it, testing your NAT type. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that.
It's still public, but yeah, that whole thing. So one of them puts a $9,000 bounty on me immediately, hires mercenaries. I'm just getting on the spin my wheel. Then I get on my oppressor, which I just wasted all my in-game money on. It took about 4 months of just sitting there waiting for free money, because I'm not going to grind that game enough to get a fucking oppressor that's almost 4 mil. And I start flying away from them to avoid them. They come in with a attack chopper and stuff. One more of them join. So it's a 4-on-1. Apparently they told the guy that joined that I was coming after them, but I was on the other side of the map.
And they just kept. They just wouldn't leave him alone while he was trying to go spin his wheel. So pretty much, me and Nomad got on to just kind of get him to try to back off. So I call in my Hydra. I go fly after them. They just do the whole sweaty ghost organization stuff, and that's just how that whole thing happened. And then Fast sends a message saying, "Hey, I don't want to be involved in this. You guys just do your thing." And then he would just just do petty little things here or there, just enough to annoy us. Which then
eventually he would just hover above them, because he had the what's the flying car? Deluxo? No, wait,
Deluxo.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Deluxo.
Okay, I got it right. I haven't played GTA in a hot minute, at least not frequently. He would use his Deluxo and fly above their chopper and where they were with miniguns and homing launchers. We were trying. Harpo's trying to carpet bomb them, and then eventually lock on to specifically hit them.
Because I was trying to avoid.
Fast would just hover above them.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid any confrontation with Fast because I just didn't care enough.
So he would just started hovering above them, and
then
the
afterwards,
thing that also
it was the afterwards that really got I think this is something that you didn't really go into the video, but afterwards they sent us a bunch of just hateful messages saying just attacking sending petty insults to us personally for what happened in a GTA game. And that's what really transpired everything. I think that's something that Goten forgot to cover in the video, but it happened. That's what annoyed.
I didn't cover anything that didn't involve Fast, at least in some way.
But it's another thing to add on to us just getting more annoyed at Fast.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, it's I know this is gonna sound really hypocritical coming from me, but I'm really against bullying.
Yeah. Well, you're
I know
just doing
really hypocritical.
Funny. You're just doing haha funny videos. I think there's a difference there. You're playing because after talking to you behind the scenes, I can tell you're playing up a lot of your insults and stuff just for the video, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, and that's why as soon as I saw in your comment section a couple insults that I used on you guys, or on you specifically, Goten, being used, I took down the video immediately. I was just nah, I can't. Especially when I found out when you guys are IRLs, because that shit just it bothers me a lot.
Yeah, that's understandable. But the thing I think to make you feel better, they were saying that stuff before you said it. That's just
some of the stuff they've been using for 2 years.
Yeah, they've been saying that stuff before you did, so don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, it's not your fault. You're just fine. I think that's the type of people they are. They've been doing it for 2 years. They spammed our YouTube comments. They spammed our Instagram comments for anybody listening or watching on the channel.
They spammed his personal Instagram.
Yeah.
And
so why not just make a video on them, completely just roasting them?
I'm tempted to, but at the same time, that gives them clout and that gives them acknowledgement.
I thought about it, but then I figured I should probably handle this like
Yeah, we because we know
personally.
them IRL, we felt like we should handle this, like offline.
Yeah, it would get easy views. I'm willing to admit
It
that.
would.
That'd be the good part. But
But
I
we just kind of because one good thing about our school system is they have like a report feature where we can just report things online. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so we just did that. And at first
yeah, because
they didn't respond to any of the reports, but then like it just continued. And so eventually they did respond.
yeah, they called me.
They
I
called
talked
him.
to one of the principals and stuff and explained the situation. I wanted to handle it sort of off the channel. I figured that was probably the better thing. We shouldn't make a video about every single thing we get into, um,
Yeah.
especially with IRL people. So yeah, that was sort of the background on that. After the GTA thing, we were both pissed that Fast. I will in our mind chose them over us. It probably wasn't exactly that. He wasn't a party with them. He was probably, pressured into helping them, which is why he left their CEO and then rejoined probably later. They supposedly offered him something, but he never said what they offered him. Um,
Yeah, just a lot of petty
so
stuff, really.
yeah, so we just
Just on
decided,
all the
hey, let's
situation.
best we don't speak to him anymore because we're all pissed. Maybe in a couple days. I've DM'd him a couple times. He's DM'd me a couple times, but overall, that's all the conversation I've had with Fast since
Okay.
then.
Yeah, I think
So
that's the main thing with YouTube that like a lot of people don't see is like that like behind the scenes stuff. Like I think a lot of people who especially a lot of our people who just listen to our podcast or like just watch our gaming stuff and then will watch anything that involves us with drama are probably really confused that we made up.
oh yeah,
Well, yeah, because I never took anything literal. Because to
Yeah.
me, it was all just for an act. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
I definitely played up. Like I can definitely admit that I played up a lot of my stuff like a lot. It's one of the reasons why I'm worried of Young Wookie because I know I went hard on him, but I didn't mean like anything that I really went hard on him with. Because I was just like he
Mm-hmm.
made a diss track, so you have to respond. Diss tracks are one of those things that you just have to respond to. Because someone took time to
yeah.
do it, you at least getting the satisfaction of listening to it and showing that you listened to it. Um, and so, like, I know I went a little hard on it, but, like, it's another thing with YouTube is, like, a lot of times, like, these drama videos, people are going in a lot harder than they, you know, actually
Well,
mean.
yeah. This sort of happens with any video like that. Like if this gets into the Sims story, that whole story thing. I in the videos we obviously say we go, we build things up a bit more. We're a bit more like,
Make it more dramatic, more enticing to
yeah, yeah,
hear
yeah.
from a story perspective. Because, like, if you really broke down, like, the situation, it was pretty much just, oh, go and made a haha funny TikTok, and then I tagged, the girl on his Instagram thinking his Instagram was
Yeah.
private, and then she got upset, and then that was that, and then
Told
the guy
man
she was
about it.
talking to
Yeah.
came in and was like, hey, you shouldn't be making stuff like this, yada yada.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's.
But like that's
Yeah.
not entertaining.
Right.
But
Yeah.
acting like
So
we're
yeah.
outraged is more entertaining.
Yeah, so as a YouTuber, you build things up sometimes, and sometimes you go harder than you probably actually mean. You got to keep that in mind. Anybody who's, maybe gets a video made about them or make a video about people, whatever. If you get in drama, if you're trying to start a channel and you get in your first drama, that's got to keep that in mind. People hype things up and build, are a bit more, I guess, aggressive in some ways when it comes to making content like that. But
Exactly.
yeah, so that was
And
uh,
especially the
good talk
behind
so
the
far.
scene thing, like most YouTubers, they make up behind the scenes. There's very few of them that like keep a grudge. It's like
Oh
they,
yeah.
because we're people too. We're not just mindless robots making content. Like we we don't like it when we're mad at people, and just natural human nature. You don't like it when people are mad at you. So you
Yeah.
generally just you make up behind the scenes, but when you make up, there's no point in making a video about it because it's just like, oh yeah, we made up. Who cares?
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you're
Uh,
making a video about every time you made up with drama, it just looked like,
which,
oh, I'm just fishing for views.
yeah. Well, the thing I brought up with you, Harpo, a couple days ago, just when we were talking, not a lot of people just watching content realize that things happen behind the scenes. Like as before, was like really doing YouTube or at least AA. I would always be like, hey, these guys just made up. All of a sudden, they just had drama a couple months ago if they like did a collab or something. But because you don't think about the behind the scenes things that could happen. when you're not doing YouTube. And then it's a whole new perspective once you actually start doing it yourself, when you start uploading your own content, if you really...
It definitely, like, you don't realize, like, the lives that people live behind YouTube channels until you do it yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I think my perspective's really changed on it because, like, beforehand, like, I didn't really, think about things. I would just, there'd be times that, YouTubers just don't upload for, like, a month or two at a time, and, like, I'd get upset because I'm like, oh, I really missed watching this person. But, like, now that, I make content myself, I understand. It's like, oh, no, he has a life, and they have to deal with things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
It's since when we didn't upload either because of that exact thing. Not a month, but at least like a couple days. I think
it'd be a month if we were both solo. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it'd be stints. Like, I think because Wild made the good point earlier that it's like if you don't want to record or you don't feel like recording, you shouldn't because it's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
I think the YouTuber AlphaRad like had that recently where he just didn't upload for a while. And, like, he actually really went into talk about, like, the content making burnout and, like, how, like, it can really affect you because, you don't want to make bad content, but then you also feel pressured to continue to make the content. If you're on that burnout, you're just kind of stuck in that rut of, like, do I make content or do I wait till I'm out of the rut? Because you don't know how long that rut's going to be.
Yeah, and that's a situation you just kind of have to deal with when it happens. I'm sure there'll be a point where we're both burnt out. It'll be probably rare for us both to, but there'll be a time. And we'll just have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think the main way to, like, kind of, like... Because has that affected you at all, Wild, where you just, like, really felt burnout in making content yet?
Yeah. It's been a couple times, but... I've like pushed myself to do it, and then when I have, it becomes like a really shitty video, and then like I don't even want it uploaded on my channel.
Yeah.
But like as of right now, I am burnt out because like I'm in the middle of a move.
Yeah.
So I literally had to make, I want to say either 2 to 3 months worth of videos within like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that, and now they're all just scheduled getting uploaded.
Honestly, like I appreciate you even like taking the time to come onto the podcast with us while you're doing that.
Yeah, no problem. It's the least I can do.
It's the least you can do. But like I'll be honest, back when like we were doing APW weekly, because APW is probably our series that like takes the most amount of time to make. Because like it's hour long, hour and a half long to 2 hours long of episodes that we have to first record all the stuff for, then edit in all the sounds and stuff, then commentate over it, and it was just a lot, especially to do weekly on top of life. And I was
we
like,
don't do APW anymore.
Well, we do. We just in time we actually manage it. But like I'll be honest, like it really burnt me out whenever we were first doing it. And, like, when my computer started to explode because it couldn't handle doing it constantly for weeks on end, it was actually, like, it worked out for us because, like, it let us just, get through, like, it let me get through that, not having to worry about burnout too much.
That's why we don't do 2.5 hour APW shows much anymore. They get claimed about 15 times a piece. So, at this point, we're just going for a new record. But yeah.
Well, I mean, now that I've started reverbing and making the songs sound like they're in the arena, they don't get claimed as much, but they still get claimed.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think.
We can talk about copyright. That could be a thing we talk about.
Copyright.
Copyright claims. I mean, to be fair, our only experience has... Well, I mean, there's only one time that wasn't APW, which we expect APW to get copyright. Like, we never expect to make money off it. It's not meant to be made money off. It's just meant to, be something fun to do. But my only experience with copyright is I was editing a Rainbow Six Siege video, and I used too much of the Soviet national anthem, and we got copyright claimed for using too much of the Soviet national... Yeah, apparently it's copyright. Like, you can't use it. Like, you have to have a license to use it.
Or Chonka.
Almost all my videos get copyright claimed. I just don't care.
Yeah,
See, that's fair. I just didn't want it to be copyright claim, so I had to cut it down to be less than 5 seconds of the national anthem being used.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so odd to me that the Soviet national anthems, has a license. I think the other thing that like really bothers me is like I used Megalovania one time, and it got claimed by like 10 different people because they all had covers of Megalovania, but I was using the actual game soundtrack, which doesn't get claimed. So it's just a bunch of
Yeah.
false claims
Yeah.
on me. I was like, what the heck is
So,
this
I mean,
crap?
that's the issue with the YouTube bots and YouTube bots. They don't really. They just kind of ignore that. They hear Megalovania, they're gonna just like, oh, there's this cover and this cover. You're clearly using one of them. Let's just claim you. That's clearly the thought process of the YouTube bots because they're not. It's been bad working with. Making YouTube content can be a pain sometimes. Dealing with YouTube, which
Yeah,
a lot
which
of
it was
people
on
don't
Yeah.
it was on a joke video. It was on our Megalovania for a decade video, which is just
Yeah,
if anyone wants to know the backstory of that, our friend said dared me to use his face in a video.
yeah. So
So-
we had it. Yeah, December 31st. It went from 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. I believe.
It went to 1 because I think it's
Oh,
an
it
hour
went
and a
to
half.
1?
I don't know. It
Oh,
went
okay.
it went through the decade.
Yeah,
It was just his face and Megalovania for the entire time.
yeah. It's great. Okay. I think we
I think
covered everything.
yeah, I
we
think that really
wanna cover. That was
covers.
good discussion. That
Good
was about
discussion.
40 minutes or so.
Yeah,
So not bad. I mean,
yeah. I'd
be
like
sure
to.
to.
I'd like to thank everyone who's watching or listening. Be sure to subscribe to Wild. He makes
Hey,
really good
thank you.
content.
Yeah, his link will be
And then-
description and everywhere
Subscribe
else.
to us too if you're here. I guess.
Yeah,
His content's better, but we make content too.
yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's everything we need to say.
So
Yeah.
thank you
we're
again to
gonna-
Wild for being on the
Yeah, no
podcast, and thank you all for listening and
No
watching.
problem.
Yeah.